I think if you can, take maybe like 80%, okay, maybe not, maybe 50% of the effort you would consider in finding a spouse and put that also into your business relationship, because you're like legally bound to this person.
Yeah. Like it's a divorce if the business goes down.
Yeah. And it's just as emotional, well, maybe not as like actual divorce, obviously, but it still is a thing. You can't just be like, okay, peace out, see you later.
No, when you're working with someone that closely and
Yeah.
you have like a vested interest in this, like this thing that you're working on together.
You like own assets together.
Yeah. How much closer can you get to someone?
Yeah, than owning assets. Hello and welcome back to On Air. We're so excited to be back here again, doing the podcast.
Doing the thing.
Today we want to talk about business partners, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
What is helpful to a relationship, what you should probably consider before going into business with someone, maybe some red flags that we've seen.
We seem to talk about red flags a lot.
Yeah, we're just like, don't do this. They're like, how did you know about that? And you're like,
signs.
I don't know, because I've done all of it. So if you do it, don't feel bad, because we've done every red flag we've said, it's because we've literally done it, basically.
Yeah, like we didn't learn these red flags in a textbook.
No.
We learned them hands-on.
Hands-on in the real world of life. If you see a dog walking around, there is a couple in here because one of the dogs cannot be trusted to be alone.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, but I'm still babysitting my parents' dog. They are away for a few weeks, and
she's bad. Just kidding.
If my parents are
she's
watching,
cute.
I don't think you train this girl. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but also she's a little mischievous, and every time we lock her out of this filming room, she causes problems. So we're testing it out, having her in the room with us.
She's finally got what she's wanted, though, the whole time. She's like, don't you dare lock me out.
This is why she always gets what she wants. This is why she's so persistent, because it works.
Yeah. She knows how to get what she wants. Can't blame her.
Can't blame her if it works.
As she like starts biting a piece of paper or something. What does she even find? Oh my goodness. Okay. Can't be trusted, but she is very cute.
Yeah, she is cute.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, so if there are any interruptions because of the dogs, so sorry.
So sorry. Not our fault. Well, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we wanted to talk about what we value in a business partner,
which I think is such a good idea. So when I was on my trip a couple weeks ago or whenever it was, we started watching a show like the last night called The Ultimatum. Have you seen this show on Netflix?
I don't think so.
It's basically couples who are like, one of them wants to get married and one of them doesn't, and then they go on the show and then they all like choose a different partner and like fake live with them for 3 weeks and then decide if they like still want to get married or break up. Anyway, so it's been so I never really watch shows like this because firstly I get addicted to them, and I also don't want to watch them because I think they're stupid. But once you start, you're like, I have to find out if Megan and Dana are gonna stay together. Like, it's so dumb. Anyway, so I've been like watching it, but it's a lot of like conversations about like their relationship and partnership and what's good, and we really whatever for each other. So then I was like thinking of what makes a good like business partner. I was like, I don't know, I just felt like I was like on this dumb show, and I was like, oh my gosh. So then I don't know, just in my head I was like, am I gonna come across like a psycho because I've been binge watching this stupid show?
Oh, just kidding.
You already know, it's fine.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, and this one is also it's the queer love version, so it's all lesbian relationships. Not that has anything, but I was just like, I'm going to be in there just like saying the same stuff.
So it really reminded you of us.
Yeah. We really, okay, no, but we really, just the stuff they were saying. I was like, this is so perfect. God. I could use this for when I'm talking about
business partners.
I'm going to steal their stuff.
You kind of are getting married to the person that you start a business with. So it's kind of the same minus some of the pieces.
But I do think that sometimes starting a business is like, you think of it so not flippantly, but like you don't put, I don't know, like before I'm like, just start a business, and if it works out, great, and if it doesn't, whatever. But I think if you can, take maybe like 80%, okay, maybe not, maybe 50% of the effort you would consider in finding a spouse and put that also into your business relationship, because you're like legally bound to this person.
Yeah. Like it's a divorce if the business goes down.
Yeah. And it's just as emotional, well, maybe not as like actual divorce, obviously, but it still is a thing. You can't just be like, okay, peace out, see you later.
No, when you're working with someone that closely and you have like a vested interest in this, like this thing that you're working on together.
You like own assets together.
Yeah. How much closer can you get to someone?
Yeah, than owning assets. But it is true. It's like starting a business is hard, but like ending a business is really hard. Like there's so many things you don't think of, that loose ends you have to tie up, things you have to do. Like that is a whole thing, and it's not exciting and fun. Like at least when you're starting a business, it's all exciting and fun, and we're gonna be millionaires, and we're gonna run. Like you have all these crazy ideas.
Yeah, the honeymoon stage.
Yeah, and then when you have to like wind it up, it's like torture.
Also, when you decide to like cease operations, the business doesn't just stop, even though everyone's already decided the business is going to stop. Yeah. Like it drags on for a long time after.
Joking. Yeah, it drags on for a long time. And even just like the idea of like getting rid of like a client or something, like that's not stopping a business, but even just that one client, one decision, like that is a huge process in itself too.
Yeah.
Like you don't think of how hard it is to like, it's hard to get clients, but to like retire clients is like just as difficult, if not more difficult, I think.
I think it's more difficult.
Yeah, agreed. So there's a lot of things to consider when choosing a business partner, obviously. But I think I guess we could just go through some of the things we think.
Let's just go through some of the things that we think.
Okay, let's just jump right into it.
Okay. Well, I have one that's like sounds super dumb and obvious. But it's like you're going to be like, well, duh. But it's actually shocking how much this isn't true, is having the same like vision for the future.
Yeah.
Which like you would think, duh, if you're, starting this business with this person, you guys have probably talked about that. You guys have the same vision for what the future looks like.
I'm like, do you want kids?
Yeah.
Wait.
Like
actually might actually apply.
You need to talk about.
I was more thinking about a relationship, but okay. Yeah, but the things like, they say 100%.
Yeah.
There's so many things and different ways a business could go. Obviously, like at first your goal is to be like, let's make enough money to like survive. But after that, there's tons of different directions or like levels you can make a business. You can be like, are we wanting to hire like a massive team and now we're just like managing them and then we're growing? Or is it more just like we each want to work for ourselves and like
just like this is what we're doing, and then once we've reached a certain amount, we'll just like keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Or do you want to grow, or do you want to which I mean, obviously these things can evolve over time.
Yeah, and it's not to say you have to have them like perfectly figured out at the start, because at the start you don't really know what you're doing at all.
No.
But I think knowing like you kind of sort of have the same vision for it, the same ideas,
or even like vision for like what you want your lives to look like. Like, do you want to be grinding for the next 40 years, or do you want to kind of like grind for a little bit, build something up, and then be able to enjoy like a little bit of work-life balance? Because like that kind of plays into how your business will be able to evolve.
And if one person is like, well, work-life balance or like these certain things are so important to me, and the other person is like, well, I just want to like grind it out, then there's probably going to be a point where one person might resent the other, or
100%.
You'll just have to be like, okay, clearly we don't want the same things.
Yeah.
Not to say it still can't work. You obviously could structure it in a way where one person can work less and maybe they take slightly less out of it or whatever.
Yeah, but then it just needs to be like a discussion, because then maybe the shares are different, like however you guys set it up, like maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe like the compensation is different. Yeah. But it's just a conversation that you're probably going to want to have ahead of time.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thankfully, we haven't run into that issue.
No. Oh, me and you?
Yeah.
Us together? No.
Yeah. Thankfully, we are both equally psychotic and also equally want to live our lives.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's
Uh,
perfect.
okay, another thing that I have, which I feel like we definitely have, is complementary skills, not necessarily the same skills.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one, especially when, like, if you're starting and it's just kind of like the two of you, you don't have a massive team or like all these employees. But either way, you still probably want that because
Probably.
otherwise you're kind of both wanting to do the same stuff.
Yeah, and it's like this whole other side of the business will just kind of like fall to the wayside.
Yeah. And I think even as part of that is like different approaches to even looking at a business and growing it. I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes I'm very, very broad, high level, what's happening in the next 2 to 5 years, which is good. But then there's also, you need to be like, that's great. And today we are doing what? So I struggle a lot more with like the detailed day to day structure.
Yeah, you like thinking about like, which is a good thing, but you like
But not all the
thinking,
time.
but
But yes.
you like thinking about what the business will be in 5 years. And I feel like your tendency is to almost want to like act on that like 5 year goal right now,
Yeah.
rather than like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get there.
Yeah.
Which like is fine because you just get excited.
100%. And I think even like part of it is like, okay, if in 5 years I want X, I'm almost like a little bit like, oh, I have to figure out what is happening in 5 years so that I know what I should be doing today.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, but also there's like, it's going to change and you definitely want to be headed in that direction, but you don't have to perfectly finalize this 5 year thing to know what today should be.
Which I feel like we are kind of complementary in that way, or at least like balanced, because I feel like I'm more likely to just like put my blinders on and be like, this is what needs to be done. Everything else will probably just fall into place after. Like I'm sure once this is done, the next thing will just be obvious. And I feel like I'll have like a vague sense of the future.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to be like, these are all of the things that will happen in the next 5 years to be here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, my brain can only think about this right now. And then the next thing will just come naturally.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of good that
we have both sides.
We're both like a little bit different. We kind of balance each other out.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes I'm like, I have to almost understand what's happening in 2 years to then understand what I should do today.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be perfect, but like definitely I'm way more like, broad.
Yeah.
And then So that is nice that we both look at it differently.
Yeah, because you're like, what are we doing in 5 years? And I'm like, oh. I'm like, what are we doing today? And you're
I'm
like,
like,
oh.
why are we doing this if it's not where we're trying to get to in 2 years? We're
I'm
like,
I
wow.
don't know. Because 2 years is who knows?
So far away. But then time flies and you're like, oh God.
I know, but then it's also really good to like think about these things so that you can position yourself in a way that once 5 year comes, you're at that point. Yeah, that like complementary those skills or like outlooks or how we approach things so that we have a more like well-rounded view of what we're doing, I think is so cool.
Yeah, a complementary approach and then also complementary skills if possible. Because like while we are both like have similar backgrounds, I guess, or just like we're both accountants. I don't know why I did this. Accountants. We are. I do think we both have very different things that we like doing.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like I way more like the sales, marketing, people side of things, depending. I think we both like everything, but you're really good at just being like, I'm putting my blinders on. I'm making this really crazy Excel thing. That's the first example I could think of. I don't know. And I'm just going to like put all these cool formulas in and make it so good. And I'm like, great.
Yeah. I feel like I am more the type that like will do the editing and you're more the type to like write the newsletter.
Yeah.
You know, like just different. But we both kind of do like as far as like the creative piece, I feel like we actually both do together. Like coming up with the ideas, like even coming up with like our social media, coming up with like the podcast episode ideas, like all of these things. We work on the creative together and then we just like execute different pieces.
And then we approach them in different ways.
Yeah.
For sure. Like I like love being meticulous about like every word being right,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't notice if we're filming in the dark.
Yeah.
Whereas you're like, we're filming in the dark. I'm like, are we?
Yeah, I feel like when we're like for our social media, we'll think of the concept together. Usually you'll like take what we talked about and make it into like a clear, digestible script.
Yeah.
And then I'll do like the planning of like the actual filming. So like where it's filmed, how it's filmed.
Yeah.
And like
then edit it.
and then edit. But it's more like yeah.
100%. And you need both.
100%.
So that's sweet. Because if I had to edit,
If I had to write, it's hard for me to write scripts because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I've said it all.
that makes sense.
But you're like, well, you haven't really said it all.
like, you haven't actually said anything.
You've said,
there's a lot of words.
There's a
but
lot
what
of,
does it mean?
I know. Some kind of, yeah. I don't like, it's hard for me to like even focus on like,
hello?
okay, you know what?
Are you going to come on my lap? You're literally 150 pounds. What's happening?
What is going on? Murphy,
what do you
you're supposed to be the good one.
Yeah. Here we are saying Ricky's not trained and
oh my god, and now my dog's not trained.
He's just likes to be
okay.
pet.
You know what? I think
brief intermission.
Okay,
get down.
The dogs must go.
Down.
Hold please.
Hold please.
Okay, what were we talking about? Okay, yeah, I'm bad at words.
Having complementary skills.
Yeah.
It's also nice if you're not both like I think at the start we were both like, do you want to do this or should I do it? Do you want to do this or like do you want me to do it? And now I think we're really good at being like, clearly that's a you job because like you're way better at that, or like I'll do that because I like to, because
like that feels like a me job.
Yeah, like we just know what we like doing, and obviously there's things you still have to do that you don't love, but
also like the open communication, because I think at the beginning I remember I was kind of like, oh well, I don't want to like take something away from you if like you like it and like neither of us like this other thing.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to like make you do the thing that is not fun to do.
Yeah.
Which obviously we both do things that we like and we both do things that like aren't as fun. Like that's just what it is. But
it was kind of nice, like when I don't remember it exactly, but just being like, I'll just be honest, like I hate doing that. Happy to do it, but like I don't like it if you like it.
Yeah. And I was like, perfect, because I don't like this other thing.
Yeah.
At all. Like I can't focus when I have to do this thing.
Yeah.
And I actually like doing this other thing. So
yeah, that I'll be honest, I don't think we would like do as we say, not as we do. It's like we didn't come into this being like, what skills do you have? What skills do I have? Would this be good? Like we just were like, should we start a business together?
Yeah. But we have already worked with each other before starting this business, so we both kind of knew how we worked and what we were good at.
Yeah, that is true. So we weren't like totally blind.
We weren't like, hey, let's write down our skills and let's see if we're a match. It was kind of like, well, we've already worked together, so we kind of already know.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
And like how each other works, work ethic, how they like to work. 100%, all those things. Yeah. I don't know what other point you have, but I think another one is just like honesty or like
trustworthiness.
Being a good person.
Yeah.
How did I? That's also pretty obvious.
I actually do have that on here.
But we have had experiences where, you know, this person might seem really good at business because they're very like assertive and like get things done, and they're like,
or at least present that way.
Yeah. And they're very good at like confrontation and like handling things. Present that way. But usually it's only a matter of time before someone's tendencies turn on you. Mm-hmm. So if they're showing you who they are time and time again to other people,
it will come around.
It'll come back to
it'll be Should I just take my dogs to the farm? I'm just kidding.
To the farm. They go.
It's the male lady.
Just because they're together. It's like a little mob mentality. They're like,
guys, knock it off. Um, yeah, I feel like if somebody is constantly having conflict in their lives with everyone around them, and you are just somehow like the golden friend, the golden person, like you're the one person that they never have problems with. It's always like the world against them. Um, eventually it will be your turn.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
how can somebody have conflict with so many people and then like they don't think that they're the common denominator?
Yeah, and I think sometimes too when it's like there's this weird like business ruthlessness idea. I don't know where. Okay, which I do think you have to be like down for conflict if necessary. You have to stand up for yourself if necessary.
You have to have the ability to be assertive.
Yeah, but I do think there are some people who are just kind of trying to scare tactic other people into doing their bidding and getting what they want and kind of screwing people over, if we're being honest.
Yeah. They're slippery little snakes.
Yeah, so if you see that in someone,
Yeah.
just it at the start it's hard because you're almost like, oh well, this person's like gonna get stuff done for our business, but they're just looking out for themselves, really. Like themselves is priority one, so it'll always come back on you, I think.
You just haven't gotten in their way yet.
Yeah,
but you probably will at some point, and then they'll turn on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think I wrote this down, but like ability to resolve conflict or like deal with conflict in like a healthy way.
Yeah, because obviously there's gonna be conflict or just like different opinions, and you're just gonna like.
And I don't even think that's conflict. Like
No.
disagreeing or having different opinions or like debating, not even debating, but like I don't even think that's conflict. I think that's just like open communication.
Yeah, and you should have different opinions because what do you want one person like?
Yeah, like grow up. What?
If you all have the same opinion, then what's the point of having two people?
Yeah.
It's like you might as well just do it yourself.
Yeah.
You want different perspectives because there's never like a perfect right answer for a lot of this stuff. So you're like, I don't know, maybe this, and the other person's like, maybe that. And you're like, well, I don't know if that's like,
yeah,
that's so much of it is like you want that second opinion.
Yeah.
And if it always matches yours, what's the point?
What is the point to someone who's just going to be a yes man? Like, I'd rather not. Just kidding.
Exactly.
But it's kind of true.
Yeah.
This kind of plays into that a little bit, but you want your business partner to have a level of emotional intelligence. Now, I don't know how you vet that beforehand.
Yeah.
But like there are emotions tied to business. Especially when you're just starting, especially when you're like trying to build something or like you're trying to make enough money to survive. There's always going to be emotion tied to it, even when you're not at that phase, even when you're at like a higher phase. And if your business partner is just like not emotionally intelligent, I feel like it's going to cause problems in the business and in your relationship.
Yeah. And I think as part of that, it's like not to be like blindly optimistic or positive, but not letting like little things throw them for like a full loop of like drama. It's like, okay, we can have something that we didn't expect, and yeah, that sucks, but like we still have to deal with it. We can't just like fly off the handle or just like shut down. Like you can, but like you're not going to get very far because I'm sorry, running a business is things happening every single day.
And there's pressure.
Yeah, and there's different levels of it. There's some things that are like kind of bad and some things that feel completely detrimental. But like that's not going to go away no matter what level you get to ever, never. So you have to be able to deal with it without like having a breakdown.
Yeah, like you need to be resilient because like shit will happen and there will be times that there's an increased level of stress. And if every time stress goes up, you just fold and you just like have a breakdown or you go into like paralysis. I mean, obviously shit happens and everyone does go through ebbs and flows mentally. But like if every time something stressful happens, they have to like disappear, then that's not a super reliable business partner. Even if like when they are on and when they're focused and when they're present, they can be reliable. It becomes like really unpredictable if like you're waiting for the next stress to happen so that because your business partner is just gonna like dip
Yeah.
temporarily.
And it's hard to like trust them and rely on them then, or be like, okay, like I feel like if something comes up, I'm like, oh, we should like meet up or like figure like
We should do this together and we should band together and we
Yeah.
should figure this out and we should like crush through it because that's the only way you're gonna get through it.
absolutely. And it's yeah, by yourself is like that's the best part of having someone.
also,
is
like,
not by yourself.
When you have an increased level of stress, it's stressful for everyone. And then when your business partner can't function in that level of stress, now you have double the stress.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's even worse for you than if you're just like going through this stressful thing alone.
Yeah, agreed. I think they can make it worse or better 100% in that way.
Yeah. And I feel like we're pretty good at figuring shit out together.
I think so.
We're resilient. We're tough. We're tough
Yeah,
cookies.
we're still here. We haven't given up yet.
Yay.
See what happens. I think another one is this isn't like a quality of a business partner, but I think someone who's just like as a human being trying to better themselves or like work on themselves or be like, maybe I should go to therapy or maybe I should look inward at like, not to say they have to do that specifically, but just someone who's like, not like, I'm perfect, you're the problem. Like,
They're willing to self-reflect.
yes, that's a
Yeah.
great way to say it.
Yeah.
Just to be like, I know that this isn't one or the other. Like, let me at least consider the role I played in all these situations.
Yeah.
For 5 seconds.
It's actually shocking. I didn't figure this out until the last few years. The amount of people who go through life where they don't even, like, it doesn't even cross their mind to reflect on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they just do their thing and then they just keep doing their thing and then they just never reflect. They never self-reflect. And that is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. I think I've said this before, but like these like advice things where it's like, always be open to learning. Know that you don't know everything. Know that you can learn
Mhm.
stuff from everyone. Like that concept. I'm like, how is this even a concept people talk about? Like, I can't even comprehend thinking I know everything ever in life for 1 second.
Can you imagine? You're like, I know it all. I'm done.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, or people who aren't like teachable. I'm just like, I can't even comprehend that because how could you know things? Like, there's always someone better at you at everything.
Yeah.
Not to say you have to like beat yourself up about that, but you're just like, oh, cool, I could learn something from this person.
Yeah. Some people aren't teachable though. It's actually shocking. Or like they don't even, like, they can't even hear it.
Yeah. I'm probably too teachable. I'm like, everyone's ideas are great.
I feel like I do perhaps an unhealthy level of self-reflection where I'm like, am I creating problems?
Yeah.
Within
Well,
myself?
I'm sure. Yeah, you can go too far with it. Let's be honest.
No, I'm going to therapy, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. She'll fix you. She fixed you.
She
You're
literally
fixed.
told me I'm already fixed. No, I'm just kidding.
Tell me I'm perfect. Never come back.
She didn't, but she was like, do we still need to be seeing each other this often?
Really?
Basically.
Wow, that's
She's
great.
like, it sounds like you're doing really well. And I was like, oh,
Oh my god.
oh my God, stop. Like,
That's
now I want to
actually
come
really
more
good.
often.
That's just a manipulation tactic to get you there more.
No, she was like,
Really?
because I was going every other week.
Yeah. That's
She's
sweet.
like, do we, like, are you still thinking every other week or are you thinking maybe like every 3 weeks or, every,
Like,
and I'm like, oh, wow.
If
So
you're s-
I'm doing really good, huh?
how are you saying I'm cured without telling me I'm cured?
Yeah.
That's
Now
amazing.
she's still, I think the last time she was like, I said something at the end. She's like, we're going to talk about that next time. And
You're
I'm
like,
like, fuck.
Damn it. I was so close.
No, I
No,
was
it is
like,
good.
yeah, we probably should.
Like, okay. I know,
Um,
I think.
But yeah, like willing to work on yourself because,
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
No. How could you be? That'd be so boring.
And just like willing to accept that you're not perfect because it's actually shocking the amount of people who are like not willing to consider that they aren't perfect.
Yeah, and I think also like not being defensive, if you can work on that, because like you said, like having two opinions is actually a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're defensive when someone has a differing opinion than you, you're just literally shutting down that superpower that you could have of like double the perspective.
Yeah, you're losing so much opportunity.
Yeah.
For like something super cool. Yeah. Also, if someone displays a few selfish behaviors, even if it's just a few, or even if it's just like in their personal lives, or like you've just noticed there's like a few little selfish things that they do, it's probably a sign that they might be selfish in the business.
I think that is a really good one where it's like there's this concept of like it's not business, it's not personal, it's business.
Mhm.
But if someone in their personal life is showing characteristics and traits, that is who they are.
Yeah.
They don't just go, "Oh, but now I'm going to my business job and
Yeah.
I'm not that person." No, that is them.
Now
That's
I'm a
who
good
they
person.
are. Yeah. And if you can't be a good person in like your relationship with your spouse, I'm not sure how you're going to suddenly treat your business partner with more respect than your spouse.
Or
You
like
know what I
your
mean?
friends and family.
Who's supposed to be like the most important person to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you see something in someone's personal life where you're just like,
You're like,
ugh,
yeah.
it will come for you,
It will present itself in the business as well.
which is might be fine. Maybe it's like easy to deal with, but
I think
just know that.
Yeah. It's tough because I think when all of these things are really small, you kind of brush them off.
Yeah.
And even if you do ignore them and then they start presenting themselves and you kind of start brushing them off again, I feel like eventually they just build up and like
Yeah.
I feel like you can't brush that stuff off forever.
Well, it's like dating
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, it's fine. Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Red flag. Is that a red flag? I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then
All of a sudden you're like, oh, this is bad.
you're like, oh,
What am I doing here with
yeah.
this person?
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That, and I mean, that one is kind of hard to know too, especially if you don't know them that well. Although,
Mhm.
should you really be getting into business with someone you don't know that well? I don't think so. Well, I wouldn't. I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe I'm jaded because we've had some like tricky situations in the past.
It is so true because like yeah.
But also, I'm happy that we're a bit jaded now because now we know what's out there. And I don't feel like what we went through was like so out of the norm that it doesn't happen to other people all the time.
No, because we've told a lot of people what happened and they're like, oh, yeah, that happened to me. I know it was so stressful. It was the worst thing ever. And we're like, oh, it did?
Yeah.
It like kind of is a norm.
Yeah, it probably happens a lot where you
Yeah.
get into business with someone and then it turns out to be something you
Yeah,
didn't
it doesn't
sign
work
up
out.
for.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think I would get into business with someone that I didn't know like pretty well.
Yeah. Another one is have a shareholders agreement, have incorporation, like have articles that are reviewed by a lawyer, like all those things that here's the thing. At the start, everyone's best friends. Everyone's excited. Everyone's like, we're going to be the best business ever. We're going to buy a yacht. Whatever. Which is so great and awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing of like in a relation, where you're just like, oh, it's just,
You're like,
that's
"Where's
fine.
the-"
But just still have the agreement there or like have whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like why not?
Why not?
If both of you guys have great intentions, what's the harm in putting things in writing?
Exactly.
If somebody gets weirded out by like putting things in writing, that's probably a red flag. Because like, why are you weirded out by having this agreement in writing and signed? Like,
same goes for prenups.
I was literally just
Just
thinking
kidding.
that. I'm like, if you, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I agree though. It's
They
like
freak out about the prenup. They're probably planning to take you for everything you have,
oh my gosh. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know, maybe not. Okay, another quality that I feel like is really good to have in a business partner is someone who is good at solving problems. Or at least like trying to solve problems. Like it's actually shocking the amount of people who are really good at their job, especially on like a technical level, even if they're good at like talking with people, but they can't solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
Or like solving problems is like a really, really stressful thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at least I would struggle being partners with that person.
Yeah. And
Because
it's
like problems will always arise and
Yeah.
it can't be on you to solve everything.
no. And it's like taking ownership of the problem and being
Yeah.
like, I will solve it.
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't know exactly how to solve it, but I could find someone to help me solve it. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah, agreed. It is very hard when someone's just like, oh, something unexpected happened. And now I'm like, don't know what to do. It's like,
Completely
well,
derailed.
unfortunately, that's what running a business is. It's all that.
Yeah.
There's no SOP. There's no process for 98% of the things until you've done them a few times.
Yeah.
So like, sorry, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And if someone kind of like either just throws it on you or shuts down when a problem comes up, it's like, yeah, it can be a lot.
Yeah. It can be a lot of pressure for one person to just have to like solve the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another one I have is you maybe not the exact same, but you kind of want to have the same like mindset or beliefs around money,
That's a good one.
which sounds dumb, but I feel like
No, I agree.
maybe not identical.
No, but there is a difference between someone who's more like, you know what, money comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. We're obviously our goal is to make a profit and make money, but it's not like the be all end all most important thing in my entire life is to get the one more dollar.
Yeah.
There are people who are like that, who are like, no, I will literally die on this
them.
hill for $1.
Yeah.
Or
I will
you know what I mean?
stab someone in the back for this
Yeah.
dollar.
And
because
I think
we need money.
yeah. And I think for us, we've always been like, obviously you want to make money, but there's some level of character and ethics that come before that.
Yeah.
100%, which I thought was like pretty obvious.
I know these things. It's like,
Probably sounds so dumb and obvious. Yeah. You're like, duh.
Until you've, seen the other side.
And that's why I think it is challenging to kind of, if it does seem so obvious to you, it is harder almost sometimes to see it in someone because you're like, no way, there's no way they're gonna screw someone over for $5,000. There's no way. That seems insane. Because $5,000 isn't worth a whole relationship. $5,000 isn't worth the projects we could do together in the future. Whatever it is. It's just like,
it's not worth going back on a promise.
Yeah.
It's $5,000.
Like, who cares? And I know $5,000 is a lot, or I mean, it depends. But like, to me, there's, I don't know, a dollar amount to, like, lose have someone lose their trust in you, have someone not want to work with you anymore.
To ruin a relationship.
Especially when you, like, are in, like, in this example, you did promise it to them. It's not like you're just like, we're having a disagreement.
Hypothetically, if there was a scenario and
but it's just interesting to see
so funny
what someone will do for a couple grand when you're like, wow, there's no amount of money that would probably make me do that, and you're doing it for a few grand. That's alarming.
That's alarming, especially when you talk to them and you're like, what the hell is going on? And they just, maybe that goes back to the selfishness thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like there's some level of equality. Like, if I knew I was getting more in an unequal, unfair way than you, not to say like maybe if we're like, okay, you work part-time, I'm going to work time and a half, whatever, but it should be equal for what you're doing. I could never enjoy it. I would be so guilty. Maybe that's my own, but I'm like, I could not.
I would be too. And I almost want to say that, like, in a business partnership, you almost want to have like a teensy bit of like selflessness. Like, you almost want to be like, no, I'm willing to sacrifice for the benefit of the company.
Yeah. Well, you have to, or else you're not going to survive.
Yeah. But a lot of people are like, well, I
work the hardest.
This, and I did this, so like I think I should have.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're like, that's
and it is hard because if you are feeling like, oh, I'll give up a paycheck to make sure we can get to this next thing so we can get to this long-term goal, and someone else isn't like that, then you don't want to be like, it's just like a downward spiral, I think.
So same mindset about money. And obviously people's living situations are different, so that might come into play with that. But
100%.
Can you think of anything else?
Well, I think also just being like honest and transparent. I know we've already said that, but just more in like a way where it's like, if you feel some sort of way about something, like, you have to be able to like talk about that and not go behind someone's back, or like it's obviously it's fine to get advice from other people or like ideas, but I think if you're always doing that and you're never actually like talking about it. What am I trying to say?
I think I know what you're trying to say just because we have the same background. But I think what you're trying to say is like you can't bottle things up, or you can't try and like solve problems like outside of the partnership that are to do with the partnership, because it will never end up working. Like if there's a conflict or if there's a problem, it needs to be resolved between the business owners.
Yeah, and I think like what you're saying, like as part of the transparency, it's like if you don't agree, you have to be okay with conflict.
You have to
In the sense that like
disagreeing.
yeah, if you disagree with what someone wants to do, you have to be comfortable enough with that person to be able to say, I don't think we should do that.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, yeah, for sure, and then just doing whatever you want on the side.
Yeah.
Because then it's still not going to work, and then it becomes more of a conflict. And I know why people do it. It's because they like, it's like a people-pleasing thing. You don't want to get in a conflict. You don't want to have like, but it makes it so much worse. And I think if you don't have someone, if there's a person you can't have that open dialogue with, you shouldn't go into business with them.
Yeah. Okay, that just reminded me of another one.
I don't know. Go ahead.
You have to be able to relinquish control of parts of the business. You have to. Because if you're like, you guys have delegated your tasks and then one person starts doing your tasks because they like can't relinquish control, or like they like it just what am I trying to say now?
Yeah. Well, I think like you should go into business with someone you trust.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I was like, oh, I'll definitely do something with Ariana is because I'm like, she's smarter than me, she works harder than me, she can do more than me. But that I know, but that's my perspective of it. So I'm like, at the very least, I know she's gonna work. Like I trust her opinion on stuff just as much as my own. So I'm not gonna like be like, oh, Ariana said she would do this, but like I'm not really sure if she'll get it done or if she'll do it right. I'm like, you'll do it. Fuck yeah, take it. I'm never gonna think about this again.
Me too.
Tell me if you need help.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell me, I'm literally gonna forget it exists.
I will block it out of my memory as soon as you say it's yours. I'm not like,
like
I forgot it's even a thing to do.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah.
Because well, firstly, you can't do everything. Impossible. And when you're like kind of micromanaging your business partner, it just doesn't work because it's just weird.
Yeah.
And like if you have a person you need to micromanage, or you feel like you do.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way with like employees. And I know that's not what everyone feels. And I'm sure as businesses grow, there's like very different types of employees. But I think when you're starting a business, in my opinion, you at the startup phase, the employees you have, you're like, either you sink or swim. Like I can't be here telling you every little thing to do. I can tell you our objective. I can tell you the goals, and you kind of have to take it on because there's not time in the day for that.
No.
And you want those like self-starter people.
Yeah.
Like those are the people you want. So you definitely want that in a business partner.
Yeah. Sometimes micromanaging someone is like way more work. Like you may as well just do it yourself, because now you're like spending double to achieve the same outcome in the same amount of time.
Yeah, and if I know how to do it so perfectly, like why do I need them?
And I have time to be like so hands-on involved in the process.
Just
then,
do
like,
it.
Clearly I should just do it. Like why is there Yeah.
And I think a level of like, this is really hard to know before, but there's like a level of just like, okay, now let's do it. Like you can talk about things, you can plan things, like that's all very nice. And that is important. But there is a level of like, someone's going to have to do this work.
Like we need to take action.
And if it's just me and you right now, who is it?
Yeah.
And it probably is both of us. So there's no room for middle managers in a startup. I'm sorry. Everyone has to do stuff, pull their weight, and be doing like work.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
makes sense to me. Oh, yeah. Okay. Another thing is like, this is at least what I value.
Also, just so you know, we've made all these mistakes ourselves.
Yeah.
First. And now we have perspective. Did we say that? So like we're not.
I don't know if we said that, but
we're not perfect at all. We're just telling you literally the exact things we did that we've like, oh, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. What I value is someone who isn't going to be like a sugar coater. I mean, maybe I'm not saying that like you have to be like super blunt all the time, but like if there's something that you need to like say, just fucking say it. you know?
Yeah.
Or like if you want to do something, or like if you think something, or like if you have, I don't know, some people who are just like so, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit of like realism.
Yeah, like
Being
just say what you're thinking. Like it's okay. Like you could just say what you're thinking.
Yeah, I think that's something people struggle with just like in business and in life. It's just
Yeah.
like there's certain people who just find it really hard to like firstly like identify what they're feeling, but then
Yeah.
also express it and share it.
Mm-hmm. Which I have been that way.
Yeah, and I
So
can totally see how that's the case.
yeah,
And I think with
get
certain
it,
people
but
it's like I'm that way still with certain people where I'm just like
Mhm.
whatever, I'm not. You know? So I think whoever you're going into business with, you want to make sure that you feel comfortable being honest, but
Mhm.
also not like a psycho person who's just going to get in a fight all the time.
Yeah, obviously not that.
But I do agree. Like you can see it on some people where you're like, I can tell that you have something you're thinking that you're not saying. Like it's so obvious. Just say it. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be mad. I'm not going to be offended. This is
No.
going to be so much worse if you just don't tell me. And then we get 6 months down the road and you're like,
It's a big problem.
oh yeah, this whole time I thought this was stupid. And you're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
cool. Like I don't know how to fix something if you won't even tell me what the problem is.
Yeah.
And I can't read your mind.
Yeah, I guess that just
This is
all
like
comes
dating.
back down to honesty. It is like dating. Okay, communication is key.
Communication is key.
Being honest, having good morals, having the same vision for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get everything in writing.
Yeah. Okay, tell me, do you think this is a red flag? Maybe we'll cut this one out. We're back. I said something that was a little too on the nose, but we're going to save that. One day we're going to tell everyone all the things. Not tell everyone all, but like
One
I
day
know
we'll tell our story.
we're alluding to a lot of things. Sometimes I understand that it's probably annoying, and we are definitely planning to and have actually recorded a lot of things where we're a lot more transparent and honest. At this point, some of us are still in lawsuits. So we're not going to release anything just yet.
Yeah, and like
Also, no, lawsuits take a long time.
oh my gosh, lawyers drag their asses.
Yeah. Well, is it their fault? Who knows?
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't choose to do this. Yeah.
Can I think of any other ones? Now I'm trying to reflect on
I know.
like,
I just think one thing is like, I don't know if this has to do with a business partner, and it's kind of the same as the mentor thing. If someone is telling you something and they're positioning it as there's no downside ever at all, no risk, it's going to be amazing, literally couldn't go wrong even if you try, like, maybe, but just be skeptical because there's always risk with everything.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was trying to say with the sugarcoating thing. Like, there needs to be a level of realism. It can't just be like cheerleader, which sometimes we're freaking hyping each other up and we're like, this is amazing, whatever. But if it's only that and it's never, you're never able to talk about like the harder pieces or like the risks, then that's probably going to be pretty difficult to be successful.
Yeah. Because there's a level of real.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is required, but we talk a lot about like some pretty deep shit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's probably not required, but I feel like we have like gotten to know each other better and even like how to. Oh my gosh, the dog is squeaking still.
Squeaky toy.
Even like I feel like through these deeper conversations, we've gotten to know each other better, and it almost has like, I think, has helped us or will help us in the future on like how to handle business things, like knowing like how each of our personalities are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. And like how people think through things, like kind of their mindset,
Yeah.
their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you can, find a business partner who has the exact same attributes as your husband. Because it works really well. I'm always like, that's exactly what Anthony would say. Wow.
Wow. Anthony and I are so similar. I wonder if you and Josh have any similarities.
Probably.
Probably mildly impulsive. No, I'm just kidding.
Is he impulsive? I'm impulsive for
Josh
sure.
is impulsive.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely impulsive.
So am I. I'm just kidding. You guys are both really fun.
Aw.
Yay.
We all know what that means. Great. No, I'm just kidding.
No, imagine. No,
No, it's good.
can't be with someone boring. Do you
Oh.
think I'm boring?
No, I think Anthony's the funniest person I know.
I'm talking about me, not Anthony.
Well, I said you were. No, just kidding. Not at all. But I do think you're
I'm just
more
kidding.
like stable than I am.
Okay, wait. I need to play this clip for Josh. Can you say that again?
You don't think?
You think I'm stable
Yeah.
mentally or like energy wise?
Well, I think like I just because I know you, I know mentally you obviously are like
Crazy.
not crazy, but you're like you probably have more
Manic.
going on mentally than you show.
Yeah.
But I think the way you show up is very stable.
Yeah.
And very consistent and
Mhm.
very like even in our last thing, like me and you showed up at the office every single day. We're like, we're here. Oh, everyone else is gone. What's happening? Hey, we're here. Oh, no one's here.
Hey, we're here. Oh, no one showed up. Okay.
Okay, I guess we're still doing this. I don't know. Me and you are. I go like things. So
Yeah.
I think you just show up like the way you show up is stable and consistent.
Yeah.
And I think if you're gonna like change that, you like maybe you're thinking about that, but you still stick to whatever you said,
Mhm.
and then you'd make like a conscious decision to be like, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and then you'll change your behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not true,
I
but from
think-
what I've seen,
No, I think that's true. I think people, when they first meet me, they think I'm this like very calm, grounded, like easygoing, level headed person. And they don't realize that there's like a storm on the inside brewing and there's a lot of like inner turmoil. And I feel like
Yeah.
people probably don't realize until they get to know me that I could be somewhat intense
yeah,
sometimes. Because on the outside, I don't really show it.
yeah. Which is so interesting because I feel like I'm actually very different where I like find it very hard not to show my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm not I don't know, I feel like I'm actually not that up and down, but
Mhm.
when I am, it's like you will know because I can't be normal. Like I can't have a poker face. I have no poker face.
Actually, you and Josh are the same in that. Like
Yeah.
you wear your heart on your sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never really thought that, but then like it's just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to actually learn that with Anthony. Like sometimes he's just quiet. And at first I was like, oh, well, when I'm quiet, it's because I'm like upset. Or like
Mhm.
not quiet, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
You're
then
like
he's
always
like,
shutting me out for some reason.
yeah, like what's going on? And yeah. And he's like, no, sometimes I'm just like quiet. I'm like, oh, what? And you're not even mad behind that? But that was a very interesting, like, and now I'm just like, so often now I'm just like, anything you want to talk about? And he goes, no. And I go, okay. And it's like this nice thing where I'm like almost giving myself permission to be quiet.
Yeah.
Because I feel like growing up, there was always this like filling of silence. And if there wasn't a filling of silence, it was because the person was mad.
Like it was a silent treatment.
Yes. So it was either
Interesting.
filling of silence, be like, it's so amazing, blah, blah, blah. Or it was like silent treatment
And there's a problem.
because of something.
Interesting.
So then when I first met, I was like, oh, he's being quiet. Like, clearly there's a problem. He's like,
Yeah.
no, sometimes I just like don't talk. I'm like, people do that?
You're like, you just
Oh, so relaxing.
sit with yourself.
This is actually
without
so
saying
calming.
Anything.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. I
I
feel
don't know
like
how I got to that, but
I've definitely been told by multiple people on multiple occasions throughout my life that they can't get a read on me
yeah.
until they like get to know me really well.
Interesting.
I think
I
we're
wish.
really getting off topic right now, but I think I struggle with surface level relationships. Like if I feel like something's just going to be surface level, I kind of like don't put any effort towards it because it's hard for me to maintain something that's just surface level.
Yeah.
Like all of my friends
That makes sense.
or the people that like are in my life are people that I can talk about like really real stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are the conversations or like those are the relationships that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So I feel like
That makes sense.
some people, they like never really get a chance to get to know me because I kind of just like,
Like, I have enough friends. Thanks. Get out of here.
I
I think
don't know
that's
how we
good
got
though
on
because
that,
you're not
but-
like seeking validation from every random person you stumble across. You know? Like I feel like I've struggled with it the opposite way where you're almost like putting on a performance for strangers For what?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm doing all these to be like, oh my God, how are you? Like, just, which makes you good at maybe like selling stuff, sure, or like connecting with strangers. But
Or like having a lot of friends, like quantity.
yeah, if you want that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like, sometimes, I mean, it
I feel like
depends on
there's
who you are, but
pros and cons to both.
yeah.
Like, not every single relationship needs to be this like deep, intense thing for you to talk. You know, like that's kind of
Yeah.
absurd. But also, you don't want to have to be like putting on a performance either.
No, or taking the opinions of strangers to heart all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's another. Now this is just like a dating show, but I do think that's
Now
another
we're
thing
in therapy.
that Anthony is the same at, where he's like, there's like almost like a barrier to entry to me
Yeah.
caring about your opinion, which I've had to learn. Where I'm like,
I totally feel like I am the same way with that.
yeah, exactly. Whereas I was like, I've said this so many times. I'm getting better, but I think for a long time there was no barrier to entry for me caring of someone's opinion.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, you exist in the world. And so I care about your opinion. And now I'm just like, there should be some level of.
I think that's really common, especially in your like younger days when, you know, you're kind of figuring yourself out.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a very common trait. And it's not like I go through the world like not caring what people think.
Yeah.
But there is a level, like if someone's telling me their opinion and like they haven't crossed the barrier, I'm like,
shut up.
I literally don't care. But
yeah.
I think like that kind of barrier to entry, like you said, like it takes me a while to be able to like warm up to someone. Not warm up to someone because I don't think I'm like a cold person.
No.
But I think in the past, because I haven't like been fully myself, like I've had this like calm, grounded, whatever. I feel like people have thought that I was like a bitch. Or they're like, oh, she's like, does she not like me because she's not being like, oh my God, hey, what's up? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the type to like walk into a house full of friends and like hug everyone.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that like I don't care about them.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, she's, you know? Anyways, I don't know how we got on this.
Interesting. Well,
see, we're complimentary in that way too.
Exactly. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. The show I was watching, I was like, everyone break up. You all suck. Not you suck, but I'm just like, this is crazy.
Well, the fact that they went on a show that's called The Ultimatum.
I mean, it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
But
that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
It's showbiz.
Showbiz, baby. I mean, they know the perfect. I'm like, thank God for these people who are willing to put their entire lives onto like a Netflix show that I can enjoy it. That would be, I would never, I'd be terrified.
That is my nightmare.
Yeah. Anyways. It is interesting though, because at the start, there's like people that I'm like, I hate this person, I love this person. And by the end, it's like that exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah, because some people just like portray themselves as like one thing and then you're like, oh, you're not that. And then, anyways. Who knows? So get to know them, you know?
Know who you're getting into business with.
Yeah. And obviously not everything's going to be 100% successful and you will have probably partnerships that work out and don't work out. So just, you're going to learn something from it. You'll be able to make a list of red flags eventually that you can put onto the internet.
Just like us.
Learned a lot.
Yeah, so that was basically what we value in a business partnership.
Yeah.
And
I think we covered most of it.
I feel like we covered most of it. I can't really think of anything else right now.
Maybe we'll think of more. Maybe we'll have more red flags to add to the pot one day.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. See you next week. We put out new episodes every single Friday. So if you want to follow along on our journey through entrepreneurship, life, trying not to go crazy. Wait, trying to heal our crazy. Wait.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, I think that ship has sailed for me.
Yeah. Then we'll be here.
We'll be here.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye. Bye.